Good morning, problem solvers. Welcome to Chief here, the professional problem solver, coming to you live every morning. Every morning I'm going to show up here around 8 o'clock or sometimes a little bit later than 8 o'clock. We're going to try to show up at 8. So give me about 5-6 minute grace period every morning, and I will be here to deliver some nice practical tips on how to handle life. Some of the things that I'm learning, some of the things that I'm teaching, some of the things that I've tried myself, some of the things that I'm going through right now, some of the things that I've experienced in the past, some of the things that I know that work. So I always share things based on my experience. I rarely share things that I just read. I always implement the things that I talk about. So feel free to ask me any questions. Today we're going to talk about self-doubt. Self-doubt is a big problem for all of us. It exists in all of us, and it's an inevitable part of our life. So how do we avoid it? How do we say no to self-doubt? How do we stop it? I'm waiting for some viewers. I'm waiting for Facebook to populate some viewers. In the meantime, I'm going to take this great opportunity to share this video, and hopefully we get some people, some interesting people who want to learn how to get rid of self-doubt. Let me know that you're here. If you're here, share in the comments that you're here, and we're gonna make this short and quick, short and sweet, and hopefully you guys are able to conquer self-doubt after today. It's truly helping me. Those are the things that I'm going to share with you that are helping me to overcome that. As I mentioned, this is something that all of us are dealing with, sometimes on a daily basis, sometimes even more often, right? So the first thing we got to do to eliminate self-doubt. Who's in here? I see some people in here. Please say hello, mention something in the comments, show me some type of emotion so I know who I'm talking to. So self-doubt, the first thing we got to do is we need to stop the self-doubt. We need to say no, right? We need to say no. When we have these inner doubts bubbling up and coming up to our mind, we can't let them stay there for too long. We can't let them grow into discouraging statements or negative self-beliefs. Because if we start with a single self-doubt and we allow it to grow in our mind, it could completely disable us. It could condition us not to proceed with the beautiful and most productive things in our life, right? So what we need to do is an exercise that basically will allow the self-doubt to stop. What we need to do is we need to cut it short. We need to use our main brain to be aware of the self-doubt and be like, no, we're not going that route again. Nice try. So we need to have that inner conversation with our subconscious, with the emotions that are popping up, and basically stop it, basically force it from developing, right? So if we can stop self-doubt in the developing stages, in the very beginning, that is the most effective way. The other thing we need to do is, I don't usually recommend to look in the past, but in this case with self-doubt, what we need to do is look in the past into situation where we had self-doubt and we proceeded anyways. What happened after that situation? Did we end up dying? Did we end up losing a lot? Right? Probably not, right? So not very often at all we have to suffer any consequences because of self-doubt. As a matter of fact, every time when we doubt ourselves and we proceed with whatever we're doubting, we feel more accomplished. After we conquer that, we like ourselves a little bit better, and we feel that we're growing, right? So self-doubts are absolutely just monsters in our mind. Our mind creates those doubts. Our mind is trying to protect us from rejection, and it's trying to protect us from being disappointed. So it's just a signal. If we kill that signal early on, it's the best, so we don't allow it to develop as a statement and as a condition for us not to proceed. And I also suggest to go back in the past and look at a similar situation to see what was the outcome. Did we end up losing our life? Did we end up losing anything? No, we didn't, right? So self-doubt is something that it's a signal from the subconscious that we need to shut down, right? So the other tip that I want to give you is talk to someone about it. Talk to someone that you know will encourage you, you know that will love you, you know that is not going to it's not going to justify this self-doubt. So talk to a positive person that you feel it's going to be able to help you with that, to at least measure it properly, right? A lot of the times these people right off the bat are going to eliminate that just with their energy, just with a simple simple words of encouragement. They're going to destroy that self-doubt for you, and you'll be able to proceed. So have that person in your life. Let these self-doubts in the light and talk to someone close about those. Okay. The next one is good morning, Anthony Alagona. What's going on, brother? The next thing is don't get stuck in the comparison trap. Okay, when you start comparing yourself with other people, that will increase your self-doubt even more. It's going to disable you, right? Comparing is the main reason, it's the main symptom for faux pas, the biggest fear right now, fear of other people's opinions. So if you compare yourself, faux pas is almost inevitable, right? You will have fear of other people's opinions. So stop comparing yourself, and don't get stuck in this trap, because if you compare yourself to other people too often, to their successes, and especially their highlight reels, and when they buy a new car or buy something else, right, and they make these posts, right, on social media, the self-doubt can quickly creep up, right? So you have to make sure you learn how to stop comparing yourself. Everyone's journey is different, right? Your adversities, comparing to their adversities, could be better. You could be dealing with a lot less stress than they are. So never ever compare yourself. Never ever compare your journey to somebody else's journey. It's just a boost of self-doubt. And if you're trying to get rid of self-doubt in your life, comparing is going to be a big part of cleaning that up, right? So the next thing is start keeping a journal. When you start keeping a journal and you write down all these self-doubt statements that are coming to your mind, when you start writing these things down, you're going to realize that most of them are lies. Most of them are coming from experiences, or like you're trying to be preventative as being the victim, right? So some of the things you wouldn't be able to write down. It's just your core, your soul is not going to allow you to write that weakness in your journal, right? So you could eliminate self-doubt just by keeping a journal. The other thing that I wanted to share with you is keep in mind that people are not thinking about you as often as you think. They don't discuss you as often as you think, unfortunately, right? People are too busy with their own problems, right? If you're worried why people don't like you, well, guess what? People don't like themselves, so don't be so upset, right? Most of the people are struggling to learn how to like, accept, respect, and love themselves. So they don't think about you as often as you think. And besides that, they have distractions. So those distractions are a lot more than in the past. So remember, people don't care that much about you, right? So the first thing you need to do with self-doubt is you need to kill it fast. You need to kill it early. You need to kill it in the first impulse. So as soon as it shows up, you need to say, no, we're not gonna go that route, baby. We are going to pass right by that thought, right? Nice try. I'm not falling for that. The second thing we need to do is look in our past experiences with self-doubt. How many times did we went beyond our self-doubt and we ended up conquering whatever we were working on, right? So how many times did we do that? So make sure that you definitely definitely look in past experiences when you were able to go past the self-doubt. The other thing is talk to someone about it. Write down the names of the people that always give you courage, that always make you feel like the best version of you. You know how sometimes you talk to somebody and they just make you love yourself more. Talk to that person about your doubts. A lot of times they'll kill them in the first 3 seconds, right? Don't get stuck in the comparison trap. Stop comparing yourself. This is a trap. It's a big hole, and I promise you it's really hard to get out of it. So do not compare your journey to anybody else. This is one of the biggest reasons for self-doubt. And then start keeping a journal. Keep a journal so you can write down the doubts that you have. And absolutely, a lot of the times when you write those things down, you will realize they're not true. So keep that journal, keep it close to you. Every time when you feel that doubt, just write it down, analyze it. Where does it come from? Where is the core from this thought? Where did it come from? Did it come from somebody saying something? Did it come from who knows? So as soon as you start reaching for the source, you'll be able to realize that it's fake, right? So the next thing that you need to do is remember that people don't think about you as often as you assume. They don't. They're not as busy. You know, their life is full of distractions. They're trying to figure out their own role in this world, so they don't think and discuss your situation as often as you think. They don't care that much about what you say or what you do. I promise you. What someone say and may do about you or what you think it is, you know, you need to shake it off and get a boost of optimism. That's what really helps me, right? Get a boost of optimism. You gotta have go-to audiobook. You gotta have go-to book. I have a go-to book, and I also have videos that I've saved on my YouTube playlist. So if you feel self-doubt, watch one of these videos. You know, go to one of these self-helping audiobooks, whatever it is, and get some motivation. That will turn you around fast. And then see all those setbacks as temporary events. Setbacks don't last a lifetime unless we give them the power to, right? So give these setbacks, you know, the true meaning, because they're temporary. After every storm, we're going to see the rainbow. After every storm, better times are coming, right? So those setbacks are definitely temporary. And finally, if you want to eliminate self-doubt completely of your life, I would encourage you to, whatever you're doubting yourself, build that skill, right? Build a new skill set. And the more you practice that skill set, the more confident you get. The more experience you get around that skill set, the more confident you get, and the less self-doubt you're going to feel. For example, public speaking, right? So many people have self-doubt about themselves, you know, and they're afraid to do public speaking. Start doing public speaking in front of 2 people first, right? Two of your friends and family, maybe. Then start doing it for free. Start doing it with kids. You know, what are kids gonna do, right? They're gonna laugh at you? Cool. So start doing it with kids in the library. Volunteer to teach them something cool. And then do it at church. Do it somewhere for free. Do it as many times as possible. And eventually the practice, the skill you're going to learn, the confidence is going to overcome the self-doubt. So this was my message for today, keeping it nice and short. Thank you for joining us. I'm gonna really quickly remind you the 7 or 8 remedies that I have, maybe 10 remedies that I have for self-doubt. So the first thing you have to do is eliminate it fast. You need to kill it at early stages. So as soon as that thought comes out and you start doubting yourself, you gotta tell yourself, nope, we're not going that route. Nice try, we're not doing that. The next thing is you gotta look in the past for other examples of situations when you had self-doubt and you basically went beyond the self-doubt and you ended up finishing the task. So The other thing is talk to someone about it. Talk to someone positive, someone special about the doubts that you're going through. And a lot of times they'll kill them in early stages. Don't get stuck comparing yourself, comparing your journey to other people's journey. This is counterproductive. It's not good, right? The main reason why you have fear of other people's opinion, and we have fear of other people's opinion, right? And the main reason we go through this is because of comparing. Start keeping a journal every day. Write down every time when you feel sad or when you have self-doubts. Write them down. Sometimes you're not going to, your soul, your self, your conscience would not allow you to write this down, to write these self-doubts. So that's a great exercise. As a matter of fact, it's one of my favorite exercises. Remember, people don't care about what you think or what you do as much as you think they care, right? So stop worrying about what people are going to say, because they don't watch you 24/7. If you've seen The Truman Show, one of my favorite movies with Jim Carrey, you're not Truman. Nobody is watching you 24/7. It's a great exercise. I actually when I remember, not only when I sold cars, but in today's world and in what I do right now, I always play this movie that my daughter and the people who love me and the people who count on me, the people that are depending on me, are watching me 24/7. But only those people. I don't think the whole world is watching me like a TV show. I think that just the closest people are watching me, and I keep that for my own accountability, for my own responsibility, right? So it's an exercise with the mind. The other thing is, remember, people don't care that much about what you say, and besides that, what someone says or about something, it may not be about you. Sometimes, you know what I mean? Sometimes somebody makes a statement and you read it and you think it's about you. It's not about you, right? So move on. The other thing is, get a boost of optimism on daily basis. Do it proactively, anticipate it. So watch motivational videos, or when you have that self-doubt, sometimes have a go-to video that always gets you excited. Have a go-to song, or have a go-to book or go-to audiobook that you can listen to and give yourself some therapy. And then realize that setbacks are temporary. If you just stay through the storm, just like Winston Churchill said, I believe, if you're going through hell, keep going, right? So if you just stick through the adversity, eventually you reach transformation. And finally, if you want to eliminate self-doubt long term, you must build the skill around whatever you're doubting. Put in the work, put in the hours, put in the practice, and make sure that you build that skill. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm gonna be here again tomorrow, Friday, 8 a.m. We're going to be sharing some life skills, some tips on how to improve ourselves, how to become the best version of ourselves. I'm on my journey to become the best version of me, and I wanted to share the things that I'm going through. So if you're on a journey to become the best version of you, please follow this. I'll be here every morning at 8 o'clock. Please share this, support me, and I will support you. Thank you, and make it a great day.